Welcome back to our I am Praveen here. So today we are going to do a wonderful video. It will be a informative videos for everyone who are studying, especially medicos. Before going to the video, I want to say one thing. Normally, when it comes to medicos, bro, there is a misunderstanding that if you're studying in foreign countries, they will gain somewhat less knowledge. Even if in a FMG, according to FMG result, many people are misunderstanding that if you're studying in foreign countries, we will not gain much more knowledge while compared to India. So you know that you graduated just now. So I know about yours, about you. You're a knowledgeable person. I know. So today we are going to take an interview with Dr.Angad guy. So he's graduated recent. He's IMD 19th batch student in Davao Medical Schools of Foundation, Philippines, and also he is a Mr. Dmsf in 2019. So, hi bro, how are you?
I'm all good. How are you, Praveen?
I am fine, bro. Okay, bro. I said about you everything. So just introduce about yourself. Just start.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So hi guys. My name is Angad Rai. I graduated from Dmsf on the 20th of November from the batch of IMD 19. I secured an overall medicine rank of third rank overall in medicine in my batch, and as he said, that I was also a Mr. DMSF 2019. Thank you for telling. I'm honored that you guys are having an interview for me, and I guess
it's a pleasure.
Thank you, and it's actually really important because his first question regarding the foreign medical studies versus India is a very good question, and I'll try to clear and address that issue.
Yes, bro. Before going to this academic stuff, I want to ask you how you are feeling after graduating, because it's a big honor not only to you, your parents also. How your parents feeling, how you are feeling right now?
So the thing is that graduation, of course, is going to be a very special feeling. But for my batch and the other batches which recently have graduated, it's much more because, as you all know, the 2 years which we had in Corona, the COVID period, was really messed up. So graduating from that period, surviving that period, and going through all the obstacles, because as we all know that especially in our place over here in the Philippines, because of the COVID restrictions, people were not able to see their parents for 3 and 4 years. So seeing them after this much time and believing, it's very hard. When I remember that day on my graduation was really emotional, because people are not able to believe that we graduated through this time.
Yeah.
It was.
I see on video you were dancing. I know that understands what you did that day.
Yeah. I once when I had to receive my third rank award. I thought that I have to do something unique, because graduation day you need to do something which you remember it for life.
Yeah.
So I was like, let's dance it
I
out.
will also try to do
Yes,
that.
definitely. I recommend everyone to do it. It's
Yeah.
a very good thing. But yeah, it was a really emotional day, because knowing that this 4 years and plus BS biology, so you add a couple of more years, the time, I swear, you won't even realize when it goes in just in a jiffy. So yeah, it was really emotional, and looking forward for my future as well.
Okay, once again, congrats
so
for
much.
graduating. So first, we can enter into academics.
Yeah.
So when it comes to academics, we can start by first year to fourth year.
Okay, sure.
Okay, for first year, I done my first year. For me, from my part of view, there is some tough subject and difficult fun easy subject. So basically, what we can do in what is the difficulty level in first year, how we can manage it, what a difficult subject, how we can schedule it, and how we can do preparation for the first year.
Sure.
Just especially for first year med students.
Okay. So I would like to start with this thing, that which people have a misconception of the study level. Like since if we are going to talk in general in India, and I guess it's also something similar in different parts of the world as well, that once a person from, as we can see, that jump from 9th standard to 10th standard is a huge jump, and from 10th to 11th, 12th is also a huge jump. Similarly, from 12th all of a sudden coming to first year, including if you're going through a pre-med of BS and bio and stuff like that, is also a huge jump. So if you're having a hard time, like you're not able to excel that much in the beginning, it's completely fine, because with those mistakes you're gonna learn. The important part is, and this is what I try to tell others, is that everyone must have heard this thing, that you learn from your mistakes. Not only that, you should learn from your and others' mistakes as well, because if you fail, that's just the beginning to your success. You're getting my point? First year is a place where you're going to have a lot of subjects. I mean, you have to go to your cadaver sections for anatomy, then you see biochemistry. Many people don't like biochemistry, and then they have to face the those fears. And you get to go with much more subjects and all. The only thing which I would say is that, as you said, that there are some difficult subjects. In first year until my fourth year, what I had is I had no favorite subject. I had no subject which I did not like. And that's the key, how you will you will have a equal knowledge in everything. Because if you for example, if I'll talk about, if you're specifically studying only anatomy, that you say that my favorite subject is anatomy, you will neglect now biochemistry and subjects like that. On the other hand, if you say that biochemistry is a tough subject, whenever you have an exam or whenever you feel like interest, you will never study biochemistry, because you know you're already having a mindset that it's going to be tough. But on the other hand, if you keep everything equal, like everything, I like everything, then you will not have that problems.
Okay. How we manage in first year? Because first year it's really new to medical students. We will be getting somewhat more fear because we enter the midlife.
True.
So even though the subject is somewhat easier, but we have to overcome the fears. So what you are thinking about first years? What you are going to tell about the beginners?
Okay, I understood. So see, first thing I would like to tell everyone that help is a very important thing. Take help from your seniors who have gone through this, because some people think that no, I can do it by myself. Yes, people can definitely do it by by yourself. But the thing is that when you get an advantage, because helping, if you take help, it doesn't show that you're weak. You're lucky, because many people don't get that help. So if you take that help, and along with that you schedule yourself well. Scheduling is a very important thing. Like, I mean, if you schedule yourself, like just before sleeping, just before sleeping, if you make a list of what you're going to do tomorrow morning, you're prepared. You wake up prepared.
Okay.
And the best part is, like, whenever you study, for example, if you're having your evaluation exams or prelims, make sure that you start that subject 1 week before. Many people, and I guess everyone who do it over here, they're just going to do it one day before. So the problem with that is that maybe some people are lucky enough that they'll be able to cram everything up in one day and score good. But then that memory is never going to go in your long-term memory.
It differs from person to person.
Exactly, it differs from person to person. But it's not going to be to a long-term memory, because it's only short-term. Because just one day before, because of the adrenaline you're having, you wake up, you're so alert. That's why you study that. But once you're done with that evals or that exam, you don't study that subject. And then you all of a sudden go for your prelims. And that time it's going to be hard, because that's not the knowledge which you had studied that one day, it hasn't gone to your long-term memory. For that you have to revise. What I used to do was that when my example, if let's talk about anat. So if my doc used to teach us in anatomy in one lecture, pay attention in the class. After that, once your class is done, you must have made notes, or you must have underlined in your books. So read that just within 5 minutes. Just for 5 minutes, just go to a rough revision, a very simple revision before your next class. And after that, when you go back home, you read it one more time. So if you see, basically you have read the same thing 3 times. Once when the doctor has told you, once after the lecture has been done, and once when you came home. So then this memory will be retained for a longer time.
Okay.
And the best way to learn is to teach. When you teach others. And that was what I used to do also in my in anatomy, in cadaver sections. I used to teach others if they have any hardship. But then the main reason was, you can say, selfish, because when you teach others, it's a revision for yourself. And revision is the key, to be honest. It doesn't matter how much good doctor you have, no matter how big of how good expensive iPad you have or anything. It's your revision skills which are gonna count.
Okay, bro. We completed first year. Now entering second year, because I am entering second year personally. So what advice are going to tell for a second year student? Because real midlife is going to start in second life.
Exactly.
So what your advice for second year students? How we have to study? The same thing what you say for first year.
So in first one, I'll just address that why people consider second year as difficult. On the other hand, in India it's different. In India, second year is called the honeymoon period, because in India the second year is for 1.5 years. But the same subjects over here are taught in 1 year, and not even 1 year if you subtract the holidays and stuff. So maybe it's like around 10 months or something like that. So your first semester is going to be another building block. You get general pathology, you get microbiology, you get multiple subjects. So people one thing what people tend to do is that they just use your PowerPoints, because you think that there are a lot of subjects, so you don't study the book, and people go through the PowerPoints. Now the issue with that is, again, it doesn't go, you don't understand anything. First of all,
Okay.
you just go and you're trying to mug up everything. That's the first thing which we have to correct. Is first, don't go on the marks. You have to go on the knowledge and the concepts, because these concepts will make sure that you're not only scoring right now, you will be scoring in future as well, for your knowledge, for your clinical knowledge as well. Because your first 6 months is obviously
better we have to study books.
Definitely, I would definitely recommend to study books, because this time is prepared for books. I mean, you will have some some apps like Prep Ladder or Marrow. I would suggest them as well, but not right now, because right now you have ample time to study the books. Things like in YouTube, you'll have many many videos and many channels in which they help you to study. And that is the best way.
You can also use social media.
Yes, I would highly recommend if you guys to use in YouTube only. There are many free Osmosis. We used to use that, because I understand that some people have a hard time reading just books. So what you can do is that you use it as a both in combination. One way how you can study is, example, if you're talking about PNH, like phenylketonuria, proximal nocturnal hematuria or something like that. Whatever, just giving an example. Go through that video, go through that topic in a video first. Like in Osmosis, there'll be maybe 5 or 10 minutes video. Anything, so of anemia or sickle cell anemia. So once you have a knowledge, a visual knowledge, that's why you see, if you compare in stats and research has been done, that online study versus a study which is in classroom is much more better, because you have visual interaction. So that same thing. So once you're having the vision, if supposedly in a class it's not taught about, so you can use the YouTube videos and you can understand a concept about it and then read the book. Like that, it's much more easier, because if you directly use a book, it's going to be a bit foreign for you. It's going to be hard for you to know the words. If you hear the words once through channels or something like that, it'll be much more easier for you. And make sure that you guys are not doing it one day before. Again, I said the best way to be in proper touch in second year would be when the topic is taught. If the topic is just explained also in a very short way, try to do at least 3 revisions, which is once, when pay good attention in the class. When the class is done, study for at least 5 minutes like what you just did, and go back home and have at least half an hour to 1 hour session. It's more than enough, and you guys will nail second year, definitely.
Then from your point of view, second year itself easy as compared to first year?
No, I would not say easy. Again, even though easy is a term which is depending on person to person, but if you say in perspective wise, yes, second year is comparatively hard, because the subjects will increase in your and second semester also will be comparatively much more hard, because you will have some major subjects like surgery, OB-GYN, pedia, and all of these will be added up. So you guys have to be prepared about it, and the only way to prepare about it is not to pre-study that. I know many people will say you to study it beforehand, but I also know, because I'll be honest with you, whatever I'm going to talk in this interview is what I have done. I am not going to tell you something to study 24 hours a day or something, because what has worked for me, I'm going to tell you that, because there are much more videos where even more qualified people than me have told, so you guys can check that out also. I'm just sharing you my experience.
Okay bro. So from your point of view, if you're studying, we can achieve it. If even second year, it will be somewhat much difficult from first year, but if we have to follow somewhat as you told, we can crack second year.
Yes, definitely.
Successfully.
The thing is that people have one misconception that they lack the motivation. They don't have the motivation. That's wrong actually. Motivation is just the beginning. The thing which usually people lack is the discipline. Because motivation will be something which you guys already know, that you start, you watch a video, you see, okay, I'm energized. You start for half an hour, you will see a notification in your phone, or there is some other distraction, and then that same motivation goes off. Motivation can come and go. The discipline is the thing which matters. The discipline is the most important thing. You need to keep it there. And we were talking about this earlier, that one reason like how you can maintain your constancy in higher ranks is like my father told me this in the beginning, and I believe him as my role model for promoting me up high is because of the 5% rule. So I have a 5% rule, which is like my dad told me, whenever you study, you aim 5% higher. For example, if you're studying, like if I used to study, I used to aim for 100%, like percentile in scoring. And the 5% rule is like, if you aim for 100, you're going to get 95, and so on. It goes back 5%, 5%, 5%. So for some people who struggle to pass, like some people have a hardship in passing, it's because you're aiming for 75. The passing rate in Dmsf is 75, right?
Yes.
So you aim for 75. Now if you use this rule, if you're studying for 75, then most probably you're going to get 70. That's why people have a hard time, passing. And to be honest, you guys have to keep it inside. It's not a negative comment, it's a comment which you guys have to understand that if passing is 75, you're not scoring 75. you're actually scoring 25%, because 50% you get is by sitting in the very exam.
Yeah,
And scoring 25, you feel it's hard because you guys don't think, you guys lack the confidence in you that you guys will not be able to do. But I am telling you, I have had a lot of fun in medicine, and if I was able to do it, I am 100% sure that you guys will also be you guys will also be able to do it. Definitely, it's the discipline which counts. And make sure that you try to use this rule. I hope this will help you as well.
Yeah, as you said, you have to aim
Higher.
higher.
Yes, exactly. And it's possible. It's very easy. Like you guys, as I said, the revisions, it will get done pretty well. And then pay attention in class.
As bro, we completed second year. Now you're going into third year. So third year, what is important? What we can manage? How we can manage? Just
Okay.
Yeah.
So third year. So congratulations once you come in third year. So in short, third year is going to be a mix. You're going to have your clinical exposures, and then you're going to have theory. So second year would be very hard because of the amount of subjects. So that's why it's very important. Like basically in your second year, second sem, they're going to give a basic about all your surgery, OB-GYN and all. This basics is very important because in your third year, it's all about the major subjects. They're going to teach you and elaborate the whole book, like Williams, OB, for surgery, Schwartz and all. So then that's why it's very important that you focus in second year, second sem really well. Third year is going to be a mix of both your hospital rotations, and like not as clerkship, but then they are going to call you to the hospital, and they're also going to make sure that you're going to have regular exams for your theory exams. So make sure that, like, if I'll give you an example of one day how you have to do. Supposedly, if it's your second day of class and they started your theory sessions, let's talk about OB-GYN. Okay, so you talk about OB-GYN, they're going to start with chapter 1. So once they start with chapter 1, they're going to explain you. Obviously, in the class, you know that it's not going to be elaborate. They're just going to give you an overview, and it's your responsibility how you go through. So let's talk about it again like that. So you start with OB-GYN orientation. Now, what I would recommend you is that in third year, you can start using apps such as Prep Ladder or eGroupal or Marrow. I used Marrow personally. So that was really good because the doctors over there are splendid. So you can have a very good knowledge, because to be honest, I started using Marrow in the end of fourth year, because I did not know the proper, the sequence of how should I done it.
Apart from books, we can refer apps.
Yes, I would definitely recommend you to use the apps, because like the books, as you say, is your own hard work. It goes on a person-to-person basis that some people love reading books, but then majority of the people right now in our generation, the millennial generation, is that we love visual interactions. Yeah. So when you have a platform like Marrow or even Prep Ladder, then it's very good, and don't miss the opportunity. I would say that you can start using such apps by the start of third year, because they give you an orientation of similarly to the book. So in fact, like in third year, when you're having a hard time and sometimes you have a hard time in concentrating through the book, I would say start always with your chapters in Marrow or in Prep Ladder. If you don't want to use the apps, you can definitely start with YouTube. So let's talk about that. Like if you start with chapter 1 in any subject, the doctor explains you over there, then the revisions things comes all over again. So first you paid good attention in the class. If they're not teaching you that much, it's okay. So you just go through a summary within the next 5 minutes before your next lecture. When you come back home, even though you're having a late session, that's the important thing. That's the consistency which I'm trying to talk about, is that even though you're going to have a hard day, because in 1 week, there are going to be some days where you go in your class in the morning at 7 o'clock and you come back at 9. You're so exhausted. But make sure you take a nap of maybe half an hour, and just at least, if you're not doing a thorough revision, at least you have an idea of what you have done today. Because it makes no sense that if you just read, just sit in that class and just stare on it and you're trying to pay attention but you don't have a revision. Because it doesn't matter how many lectures you're attending, how many lectures you're watching in any app or something, if you don't revise. So that's the most important thing.
Okay. In second year, it will be difficult. Third year, it will be okay. Well, comparing to second year, third year it will be...
Yes, because why would I say that is because the second year, second sem and the third year is like almost a linkage. As they are going to only elaborate what they're going to teach in the second year, second sem. It's nothing new. It's a much more detailed discussion of what you're going to have in your second year, second sem.
Okay. Same thing, which if we are studying good and if we are getting fundamental in 12th,
exactly
we can do better in first.
Yeah.
If we are doing better,
no, I would not say that, because in 12th standard you use your NCRT. So in NCRT it's not that much detailed of what you study. So and I would like to say that some people who feel that they had their first maybe even so now for example, some people who are just going to start first year and you feel that you haven't done your 11th and 12th, alright, it's okay. It's the past, it's done. focus on right now. Even though if you have missed a couple of, even your first year, if you managed just barely to pass, or even unfortunately you were not able to pass, it's okay. You understood your mistakes. The most important thing over here is that you accept that you have done some mistakes. If you think, and if you start blaming the environment, if you start blaming your friends, if you blame that the portion was too much, I mean, compare yourself with the one who's scoring a rank. There is no such difference. You guys have the same size of the brain. It's only that person, he or she, has been dedicated towards it. The discipline was there for him or her, and it was not there that much for you. So you can do it. Just it's the discipline which counts. Forget what has done. Forget if you guys had scored low or previously, but don't forget the lessons which you learned from that.
Yeah, without blaming
surroundings,
we
exactly. You can do it definitely.
Okay.
And the third aspect would be in the third year is clinicals. So clinical skills is really important, obviously, as a doctor. So you have to make sure that you have to do some hard work over here as well, because in the college what they're going to do is, like, for example, if they're going to do about palpation or percussion, which are general things which you need to know. So they're going to teach you the technique, but you need to know why and where are you doing it. For that, in second year, you're going to have books like, Bates, which is like a basic of how do you do that. It's an arts of medicine, how you perform. So it's important that you do, I would recommend you that if you're having any clinical lectures or sessions, always at least in the morning or one on the night before, understand what they're going to talk about. Because if you're talking about how to, again, let's talk about palpation. Study about it before sitting in the lecture, because it's much more better that you know something rather than knowing nothing and standing in front of the doctor.
Yeah, before going to a class, we have to know somewhat knowledge about a specific topic.
Exactly.
We should not go empty.
Yeah, I'll highly recommend that, because I also used to do the same, and it really helped me well.
Okay, bro. We just completed third and fourth. We're speaking basically everything.
Yeah. Okay.
Fourth year. While compared to first to third year, fourth year is somewhat different, right?
It's completely different, yeah.
Yeah, just talk about fourth year.
Okay, so fourth year is basically in Philippines. It's called clerkship. So clerkship, which means is that, like, you're going to have your postings now. So you're going to have your postings every 2 months in different sectors. It can be surgery, it can be OB, it can be ComMed, pediatrics, multiple places. So your fourth year is you'll have 2 months in each over there. But then I will say that it's your fourth year is basically going to be dependent upon how you have done in your third year, because again, the basic main thing of third year and fourth year would be, I would say, is your second year, second sem, because they start with the basics over there.
Okay.
So your second year, second sem, and the second year gen pathology, your gen path will be over there, because your medicine, your surgery, everything will be revolving under a common topic, which starts in your second year, first sem. Your third year, as I said, the second year, second sem talks about surgery and OB-GYN, PD and all. Again, third year they're going to do the same, and fourth year will be the application of what you have studied in third year.
Okay.
So you get to do your hospital rotations.
And fourth year we will not facing these exams.
No, you will. But then, like, if I'll talk about myself, like, we used to, it depends on subject to subject. Like, for example, for OB, we had a pre-test. OB-GYN, we had a pre-test to see skills, check our knowledge, how much we have. And then we had a post-test at the end. And we have a separate test in the hospital as well. So then you have tests. But it is compared to third year, it's much less. If I would say that the evaluation exams are more in third year, but on the other hand, in fourth year, it's less. But like subjects like in fourth year, like in surgery you will have 2 exams every week to check your skills. It's again like a pre and post about subjects. And I feel it's the best way, because and I would highly recommend you guys to do one thing, is like example, like how we both are sitting like over here. So what you guys can do is you can test your own knowledge. Having a friend who is helping you out to push you up together rather than pushing down is very important. We'll talk about that, I guess, later on, like how you have to have your environment as well. But then that would be also recommended, because as I told earlier, that teaching is one of the best ways to revise, because you have a responsibility and you have a fear that you are teaching someone. So if you say something wrong, they are going to get harmed, and then you are going to be judged that you taught something wrong. So you make yourself sure that yes, I'm going to teach something perfect. So with that confidence, it's not only going to help them, it's the most help is you're going to get the most help. It's your revision basically.
Then there is a misunderstanding. What I said starting, there's a misunderstanding between the people that if you're studying in foreign countries, the Philippines, Ukraine, any countries, they are saying that if you're studying in foreign countries, there is a misunderstanding that we guys not having an basic knowledge, we are not having that much knowledge while comparing with Indian students. So what your ideology regarding this thing?
Sure. So I'll talk not only with respect to the Philippine student, I'll talk about everyone.
Yeah.
So I have my friends, like when I gave in NEET UG, I gave in when I was in Punjab. So I scored I just gave one attempt, so I scored 467 over there in 2017. So over there, if you see with comparison to in Maharashtra and places like that, you could get a seat, but then in places like in Punjab, Haryana, Kerala, you don't get a seat over there. Why I'm bringing about this topic is not for show, but the thing is that one thing which everyone has to understand is that the quota system in India is one of the reasons why many people travel out.
Okay.
And and it's people will be like, why don't you take a drop, or why don't, because see, the thing is that everyone does not have the similar problems.
Yes.
People have to go through some hardships and all. And if you talk about the rates, like which some people will be like, why is the percentage, the passing percentage of FMG very low, 10% and all? There is a reason for that, because I have a couple of friends who I have interacted, like who are right now there, and some are in China, or some are in Russia or Ukraine. So the reason why this is there is not because of that they are not taught properly. The system in Russia and the system in China are different as compared to what we learn. Example, like we follow the American system, the British system. Over there they have a completely different way to take. I mean, obviously the medicine is the same, but then the way they are taught is different. The questions which they are learning is different. Because for example, I know my friends from Russia who they have a course of around 6 years. So I remember my friends telling me that within third year they teach them in such a manner that they give them emergency situations. Like they'll give you a rabbit, or for example, like what my friends shared me the story. They give you a rabbit, they slit one of the arteries, and obviously the rabbit is anesthetized in the ethical way, and they give you such situation that, okay, now you're the doctor, just imagine this as a patient. How would you take it? So what I'm trying to say is the education is topmost over there as well. One thing which people compare about why FMG people are low. So then you know that now they're planning to add the next system of an examination. Now that reason, if one of the MPs also told about is the reason is why, because the next system is for having an equal system for everyone, for FMG, for the people who are studying in India as well. Now the reason is why, because you guys also know that even though if you don't score properly well in NEET UG, you can get a seat through the money. Obviously, corruption is everywhere though. So
there will be a same exam.
There will be an equal system, because there was a story in which in one of the private colleges, I don't remember the name, they had a random speculation of the one doctor came and he came to test. So the people over there also people were not able to also check the blood pressure properly. Now I'm not trying to demean the system or something like that. I mean to say is that problems are there everywhere.
Yeah.
And to be honest, if you check properly the education system anywhere, like for example Dmsf, so the War Medical School Foundation has been consistently coming upmost in the ranks of the FMG, or you can check anywhere. Then that's the reason is not only that the people are studious only, the environment which you come and provide. Not only also in Philippines, you come and check in Russia, the education also which they provide. Yeah, there are some downsides that they have to learn the language. On the other hand, in Dmsf in Philippines, one of the reasons why we choose to come in Philippines is, first of all, they're people. By God's grace, they're like one of the most humble people you ever see, and I guess you can also account for that. And then the education over here is utmost I'll say it's done 5 years. I have traveled other places to for normal communities and all, and I've seen that Dmsf over here has done pretty good. No promotion or something like that.
From my personal view, while comparing to India, Philippines is much more better.
Exactly, I heard
because
that.
we will getting foreign exposure.
Exactly,
getting more exposure.
the same thing. I have my friends who are right now in GMC Amritsar, and also in some private colleges as well. In fact, at some levels, I see that when they talk about the education level, we are also going uprising over there. People are also going high over there. The thing is, it doesn't. What I believe is, and even though once you become a proper doctor and all, no one is going to ask you whether you are from India, whether you have done it from Philippines, or whether you have done it from the Caribbean or anywhere else. It's you, your clinical practice, and how you perform. If you study in a government college in India and you don't perform well, versus if you're a person who has done it in a private college but you're performing utmost priority, I guess you know the answer. Who as a patient would you go to? So I guess it's enough now. Even though if people were not able to score, people they joke about it that, oh, you're in foreign medical college because you did not score well, or you're not studious enough. If that was the reason, there might be some people who are not studious enough. It's done. That time is over. Again, as I said previously, it's now what counts. It's you who right now, the past one, again, from the past, the only thing what you have to take is the experience, the mistakes which you have done.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
There is also problem that system according to the our policy SC.
There are many like that, yeah.
Yeah, even though we are getting more marks, we can't get a particular
exactly
seat.
So the quota system. So what I would say is that if people feel like that, I understand, because of the public which they try to show. Instead of feeling bad about it, be grateful that you guys are already have in such a high esteem, no matter wherever you guys are. Be proud that you're studying medicine for as a matter of fact, because many people are not able to get such an opportunity. So be proud of what you guys are, and definitely you guys are going to excel, no doubt in that.
Yeah, thank you. Next, at last, FMG. So you are going to appear in FMG. You are graduated in DMSF.
Yeah.
Next we are going to FMG.
Yeah.
So just how is your preparation? What is your next plan?
Okay, so my next plan. So basically, my future plan is that I want to practice in the UK. I want to do my further medicine and like my career in London.
Okay.
So the thing is that the reason why I'm doing FMG is because like in 6 months I'm going to go into coaching. So in 6 months I'm going to get a good revision of the entire medicine. So then that's a plus point for me. And after that I would like to do test and improve my clinical skills in internship in India. So for 1 year, and then after that I'm going to plan my UK journey.
Oh.
The reason why I want to do the UK journey is, as if people are like, why don't you do USMLE? Even though if I scored the 3rd rank, so then they're like, why don't you do a NEET PG as well? The problem is not in that. Like I have learned one thing from my grandparents. He was a doctor. My grandfather was a doctor even at that time. And I've seen my father also, how he has struggled for for me, for my sister, for everyone. I've seen how both of them, my mom and dad, they have struggled, and the hard work they have given. Like if you see in one way that how much money and how much time have your parents given for you to be over here. I mean, like just saying thank you or doing anything, you'll never be able to repay that thing, right? To see how much struggle they have done. I have one motto that you need to know that medicine is a part of your life. It's not your life.
Yeah, I want to add this one thing. You also become Mr. DMSF in 2019.
Yeah.
So just tell me about there is a perspective that being a medico you have to concentrate only in studies. People will say, but what you are thinking about that? Being medical, we can concentrate in our extracurricular activities also.
Yes.
What from your thought process?
So first thing, the thing which what people think about is completely wrong. First is, I believe if you want to have a proper balance, you need to focus on them. You need to focus on your hobbies. Like if you love to play football, you love to play cricket, you love to dance or any for as a matter of fact anything. These things are things which may help to maintain your mental stability. Because to be honest, like I understand, like I'm also a normal person, and if I'll just to brag, I'll be like, I used to study 12 hours, 15 hours a day. That was not completely true. The only reason why I was able to be consistent in the past 4 years was that I mentally was balanced. The only key is like, it's not about like how long you study, it's like how effective you study. I mean, if I am understanding and enjoying a study just for 3 hours, and you might be like just cramming it up for 6 or 7 hours, I guess the productivity will be much more better than for me, because my mental health is much more better.
Okay.
If a person is maintaining his exercise. So that's why I would really recommend that to people, don't neglect your hobbies. If you guys love gymming, please continue that. If you love to focus on anything and any hobby which you like, but then one thing I would like to remind everyone is that don't forget why you are here. You do whatever you want. Remember that you guys, no matter you're in whatever college, you are here to become a doctor. So if you're doing anything which makes you feel that it is going a bit down, you need to understand that's a red flag. Make sure that it's always equal, and if medicine goes up sometimes, it's okay, but then make sure that this side does not go that up that you'll regret your decisions.
Yeah, we can understand by this way. We should not go in this which you are doing it extreme level. It will be addicted to that.
Exactly.
So
like gaming and all.
We should manage it.
Exactly. Maintenance is the only thing. Like, see, people think that it's very easy, that you're obviously like it's very easy to say and it's hard to implement. Definitely, it's hard to implement balance. I mean, your homeostasis is very hard as well. So if your body is able to do it 24/7, I guess you can manage a bit. You can definitely do it. So I would really recommend you guys to have a balance in life. Please continue whatever hobbies you guys are doing, and definitely you guys are going to be great doctors.
Okay. At last, we have spoken everything. So at last I want to say thank you for this wonderful opportunity you did. So once again, thank you for what your final conclusion to our viewers, bro.
What I would say is that you need to take care of yourself. The only way you guys are going to lead a successful life, not only for medicine, is that you realize that you guys are equally important. Remember that medicine is just a part of your life, but then make sure that this part is really important, so don't neglect it. I mean, if you guys are, please try to practice the 5% rule, which I do. Aim higher, and definitely you guys will never think also about like, oh, am I going to pass or something like that. Make sure that you guys are happy from inside. Definitely it's going to see outside.
Okay, at last, you just tell, subscribe to our channel, like, share, comment.
Please subscribe to his channel,
Apurva Media.
Apurva Media. Like, share and subscribe.
Hope so audience enjoy this video.
I hope so, definitely.
We also enjoy. I also gain much more knowledge. Thank you for this opportunity once again, bro.
Thank
okay,
you.
Friends.
If you guys have any issues, you guys have my Instagram, I guess, AngadRai99. Please, whenever you guys have any concerns, I am like an elder brother, so make sure you guys have any questions or any time, I'll be there.
Thank you.
Take care.